Hello, this is Human Blueprint. From the moment you get out of bed and stretch in the morning, to walking, touching your smartphone, and lifting a cup of coffee, thousands upon thousands of mechanical interactions are taking place inside your body. What if our bones were made of steel, and every meeting point between them were built like an ordinary mechanical hinge? In less than a day, tremendous heat would build up. Metal debris would spill from the worn surfaces, and the mechanism would stop with a violent cracking sound. Yet our bodies can repeat hundreds of millions of flexion and extension cycles over a lifetime while continuing to move smoothly without overheating. Today, following our look at osteology, the structural material of the body, we will dive into the blueprint of the joint, or articulation, the perfect biological bearing that connects rigid bones and transforms them into dynamic movement. Anatomically, a joint simply means a junction where two or more bones meet. This includes the fibrous joints of the skull, where bones interlock almost like a zipper, and cartilaginous joints, such as those of the vertebral column, which permit limited movement and absorb some impact. But when people say that a joint aches, they are usually referring to a synovial joint, which allows a broad range of motion. The dynamic mechanics of the knee, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and many other regions all take place in synovial joints. When we open the blueprint of a synovial joint, we see how remarkably refined this engineering is. The moving bone surfaces do not directly grind against each other. A narrow joint cavity lies between them, while the ends of the bones are coated with a smooth layer only about 2 to 4 millimeters thick. This is the articular cartilage that we worry about wearing away. Histologically, this coating is hyaline cartilage with a clear, glass-like appearance. Its physical properties can be expressed in numbers. The coefficient of friction between ice surfaces is roughly 0.03, whereas normal articular cartilage can reach a value near 0.003 under favorable conditions. In that comparison, the living surface is about 10 times more slippery than ice, achieving friction that even highly polished engineered materials struggle to match. How can the body achieve a coefficient of friction that is so difficult to reproduce mechanically? The first secret is that cartilage behaves like a water-filled sponge. Within its matrix, a vast collagen network traps a very large amount of water. When walking or running places a load on the joint, the cartilage compresses and fluid within the tissue helps keep the opposing surfaces separated. This fluid-supported mechanism contributes to extremely low friction movement. The second secret is synovial fluid, which occupies the narrow space inside the joint. The joint is enclosed by a capsule, whose inner surface is lined by a specialized synovial membrane. This membrane helps produce and maintain the clear, viscous fluid that functions like a premium biological lubricant. Synovial fluid is not simply water or oil. It contains long molecules such as hyaluronic acid, along with the glycoprotein lubricin, which coats the cartilage surface. Its non-Newtonian shear thinning behavior allows it to become less viscous as shear increases, while boundary lubricants continue to reduce direct surface friction. This helps explain why a joint that feels stiff on waking can gradually move more freely after gentle walking and activity redistribute the fluid and repeatedly load and unload the cartilage. Yet this apparently perfect joint blueprint contains a critical weakness. Articular cartilage itself has no blood vessels and no nerves. That feature is both a blessing and a severe limitation. Because the cartilage surface itself lacks sensory nerves, it can bear repeated compression without generating pain from the cartilage tissue itself. If those load-bearing surfaces were densely innervated, every step could be painfully amplified. The price of that advantage is harsh. Without its own blood supply, damaged cartilage cannot readily receive oxygen, nutrients, and repair cells in the way vascular tissues do. Once articular cartilage is worn or torn, its ability to restore normal hyaline cartilage is extremely limited. In practical terms, it behaves like a biological bearing with very poor self-repair capacity. To protect this poorly repairing bearing, the body surrounds it with strong external defenses. The first is the joint capsule, a tough envelope that encloses the joint and helps retain synovial fluid within the sealed cavity. The second and strongest external defense is the ligament. A machine bearing is fixed with metal brackets and screws. A human joint is restrained by tough collagenous bands. These ligaments connect bone to bone and guide the joint so that it does not stray beyond its designed path. This reveals the meaning of one of the most common orthopedic diagnoses, a sprain. When an ankle rolls during a misstep or a wrist is forced back during a fall, the joint is driven beyond its normal range of motion. The ligaments become taut and may begin to fail. When a large physical force enters a joint, ligaments absorb and resist part of that energy. If the load exceeds their capacity, collagen fibers stretch or tear, producing a sprain. In some injuries, that failure may limit further displacement, although sprains can still occur together with cartilage damage or fracture. The torn ligament itself is a painful injury, but its normal restraining role is essential for protecting the joint surfaces. Yet there are forces that ligament restraint cannot stop time and repeated loading. Even an exceptionally efficient biological bearing can undergo progressive matrix damage across decades of walking and running. Weight-bearing joints, such as the knee and hip, are especially exposed to repeated mechanical stress. As cartilage thins and loses function, more stress reaches the subchondral bone beneath it. Unlike cartilage, bone, and the other surrounding joint tissues are richly innervated, so abnormal loading can become painful with every step. Cartilage debris and matrix breakdown products can contribute to synovial inflammation, swelling, and effusion. Together with changes in subchondral bone, synovium, and other joint tissues, this forms the whole joint disease we call osteoarthritis. One of the best ways to preserve a poorly repairing biological bearing is to control and distribute the load placed on it. Strong muscles act as dynamic stabilizers, supporting the joint like a living corset and helping manage the forces that cross it. Joints are vulnerable to cumulative damage, but their functional lifespan can be extended by maintaining the strength and coordination of the muscles that surround them. We have examined osteo, the rigid structural material, and arthro, the joint that connects those materials. Next time, we will decode myo, the ultimate engine that pulls on the skeleton and its hinges to bring the body to life. This has been Human Body Blueprint.